Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Loser to Lambo. Alright, something different this week. So I do a lot of reading through everything I'm trying to do here, and it's not all about financial stuff. It's not all Forex books, it's not all how to run a business books. I read a lot of self-improvement books as well. Now, one thing I really am always trying to work on is self-discipline. Self-discipline is what wrecks most people and why most people never reach their goals, because they talk themselves out of it. They lack the self-discipline or they lack the drive, and they never reach the goals even though they're completely within everybody's grasp. So my next book was different. It was going to be one of these books. It was going to be a self-improvement book. This was my choice, Making a Change for the Good. All right, so Sherry Huber wrote this book. It's a guide to compassionate self-discipline. So I used to use the other form of self-discipline, which was like, go do this or else. If you don't do this, you're going to be fat, you're lazy, going to be a loser. Don't call yourself a loser. Things like that. And that's the direction I was going. But really, I needed a different approach. And this book's great. It goes over so many things. Egocentric karmic conditioning. How's that? What a mouthful. I had no idea what that was until I found this book. And really that's about how we're all kind of pre-programmed from things in our past. So you look at like someone who's, let's say, in their 30s and smoking, and they know it's bad for them. There's been more than enough reports saying it's bad for you, and they just keep smoking. They say, well, my parents were smokers. I've always smoked. I smoke now. I'm a smoker, so I smoke. Even though deep down they know it's actually very, very bad for them. And so that's egocentric karmic conditioning. And it's one of those things that, people struggle with day to day because they're identified with that. And they don't need to. They can change the way they are, but they need to change how they self-identify. And that's a big part of it. This book talks about lots of things. Another good example is projection. So let's say you notice somebody who's always making fun of people, whether it be on TV or out and about, and they find little things, and they're always out and they're finding little things that they pick on people about, or they say bad things about people. And one thing that's really neat about the projection is that it's really about it's they're projecting on other people their own self-hate almost. They're not happy with themselves. So it's really easy if you're someone who doesn't move like you used to. You say you used to be an athlete and you're not anymore, or you got injured, you got lazy, you fell apart, whatever it is. And it's way easier to just, sit down and start criticizing people for this and that and making fun of things, because you're really projecting your own self-image. Because deep down, more like that person doesn't like themselves. And in my past, I've never picked on anyone, because I was always the guy who got picked on when I was younger. But I noticed that I'll have a worse image of people and things around me if I'm if I'm hurting, or if I'm sick, or if I'm not well, or injured, or whatever. And big thing. Book also talks about meditation. I've never known much about meditation before. I always wanted to, and I keep hearing how important it is, but I've never done it. And this book makes it really simple. And I really sum it up on here. It's really find a comfortable place, find a comfortable position, or as comfortable as possible, and you're going to sit there and focus on your breathing. And you're going to set a time limit, say like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Let's say start with 5 minutes, and you just sit there and focus on your breathing. And you don't think about anything else. And as soon as your mind starts to wander and think about, ooh, this is what I have to do, or this is what's going on later, or I'm hungry, you keep going back and focus on your breathing. And that's it. It's all you're allowed to focus on is your breathing. And that's something I'm going to start doing a lot of, is meditation, because I see so many successful people saying they do it that it'd be ignorant of me to not follow those steps when I'm following everything else they're doing. So I can't just follow what they're doing financially and business-wise. I need to follow what they're doing psychologically and how they're keeping their self-discipline in check, so that they get to their goals, their new goals. And that's a big step for Loser to Lambo. It's a different way of handling things, and it's all about me focusing on the process, what I want. And as soon as I go to want to not do something, this book tells me that I need to understand why. First off, I don't want to do it, and also realize that not doing it has consequences as well. So, or doing it, like if you're on a diet, right, and you see, everyone's getting donuts, and it's like, bring donuts today, work, And it's really easy to say, oh, I should have a donut. I deserve a donut, and I want it. It's going to be so good, and I worked hard too. And you're like, no, I shouldn't. I'm on a diet. But then you're like, ooh, but it looks so good. And you go eat the donut, and guess what? You're going to feel like crap after because you realize, holy man, like I just let myself down. I let my diet down. I let my body down. Not good. So there are, there's, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Okay? So yeah, super recommend this book. I'll put a link to it in my description, as I am an Amazon affiliate. So if anyone goes and buys it, I get a little bit. I'm not trying to hide anything here. It's just part of the process. I did the research. I found the book, shared the information. So if you want a copy of it, it's awesome. The one thing I really like about this book, and I got it from the library. You don't even have to buy it. The one thing I really like about this book is at the end of the book, there's like a 30-day process to improve your life. And I've started it, and I'm curious to see how it goes. And it says, listen, if you don't make it the first time, and all of a sudden you miss a day or you miss 2 days, just start over. And it's going to just make you stronger as a person. So I'm looking forward to this process. And for anyone that's looking for a better way to maintain self-discipline other than beating up on yourself, great book. Check it out at the library. I did. All right, guys. Thank you for coming back to another episode of Lose It a Lambo. I hope you found some of this information useful. I'm always happy to share it. And that's about it for now. You guys have a great rest of your week. And peace out.